Hey everybody. If you remember this online practice assignment, you completed it towards the beginning of the year. And the reason I had you complete this assignment is it was really a review of my expectations, how to turn in missing work for the various things that we do this year. So I just wanted to create this video, so if you needed to review this, if you needed to refresh your memory, you can do that. Now, one of the things I've done is I created this little mini checklist for you. So it might be a good idea to grab one of these checklists from me if you're turning in missing work. Maybe you can keep this checklist in your folder. Maybe you'll keep it in your lockers. That way you can always make sure you're doing the right thing. Now, first of all, check Infinite Campus on a regular basis for missing work. T-Bird time is a great time to do this. Win time is a great time to do this. If you have a few extra minutes at the end of class, it's a great time to do it. But one of the things you're going to have to keep track is you have to keep track of your missing work. It's not necessarily my responsibility to constantly remind you that you're missing work. As an 8th grader, you should know what you're missing. So I'm always a little cautious when students come up and tell me that they didn't know they were missing any work because, well, you should have known that you were missing work because you should have been working on trying to get it done as quickly as possible. Now, make sure you listen and or read the directions before beginning class activities. A lot of times at the beginning of class, I will not only tell you all the ins and outs of an assignment, but I also have it on the big screen. So make sure you're listening. I will often tell you where to find the assignment. I'll tell you how to turn the assignment in. And so if you're not listening and if you're not reading, it's really hard to do the right thing because you don't know what the right thing is because you weren't paying attention. So make sure you listen to and read all the directions, especially the planner. Now, you will need to show me your completed work. So we've talked about this dozens of times. Infinite Campus is great, and that's what you need to check. Things like Google Classroom, I never grade on Google Classroom. So you can't just click turn in, or if something says it's missing and you look at Google Classroom and says, well, I turned it in, I don't use Google Classroom for that. Also, if you turn in work and you did it on Google Classroom and you hit click turn in, Google Classroom doesn't email me to tell me you turned it in. Neither does iExcel, neither does Edpuzzle. That's why it's so important to show me your work. Now, when we take formative summative assessments, something like that, I will need to look at the Google form or the Excel spreadsheet. Technically it's Google Spreadsheets. I will need to look at that to find out what your score is, but you need to come to me in class and say, hey, Mr. Rattoon, I finished the checkup. I finished the retake. I finished the test. Otherwise, again, the Google Forms or the Excel spreadsheet does not email me to tell me that you finished the quiz a week late or you finished the test a week late. I don't know. And to be honest with you, I don't have time to check all of these assignments every single day just to see if by chance a student might have turned it in. I just don't have the time for that. And when you do turn something in, make sure you allow Infinite Campus. I need a couple days to get things updated. Now, sometimes I can get stuff updated during class, but a lot of times it may take me 2, 3, 4 days. I don't know if you know this, but I have a job after school, and that's coaching. So I coach track and basketball. So there's sometimes in basketball, the bus will leave right after school. I don't get home till 11, 12 at night. And then I don't have time to do it the next day because I've got various things going on. So if you're really concerned about me updating Infinite Campus, make sure you get work turned in on time, because if you turn it in late, it may take up to a week for me to update IC. Now, things you want to check prior to turning work in. Remember, work's not done unless it's done well. So make sure the assignment is complete. Don't turn it in and all of a sudden you're missing a question or two. If you're turning in notes and you all of a sudden you got 4 or 5 different blanks, make sure it's done. Make sure your data is recorded. Make sure the annotations are done if you have to annotate. This is one of the biggies. A lot of times when we do the readings, we read them, we answer the questions, but we do no annotations, which is part of the assignment. So make sure you do everything you're supposed to be doing. The expectation is that you correct answers. So there's sometimes students will turn work in. I'll look at the assignment and all the questions are wrong, but yet we went over it during class. I gave you time to fix your mistakes. Make sure when we're going through assignments, you're fixing your mistakes. So you don't want me to not give you credit because you just chose not to pay attention and you chose not to fix the mistakes. Now remember, you can also use these notes on the test. You can use your labs on the test. So you want to fix your mistakes just in case you need to use that part for a test. Now, all answers should be complete sentences, complete thoughts. Don't write yes, no, but why yes, why no. So sometimes it'll look like you can have a one-word answer, but yet you always want to add things to it. For example, if I ask you, how was your day? You might just say, good. Well, you want to add to that, oh, my day was good because. So make sure you're always doing that and check for proper spelling, punctuation, and grammar. Capitalization is huge. I do expect you to follow, the JYMS conventions checklist. So make sure you have everything done. Now, when we look at here's a really good example of what I was talking to about make sure you're reading. So here's one of the things from one of the planners. It says fill in the blank copies of the measurement notes. So it tells you what to do. It tells you that the notes are in Google Classroom. So if you're saying, well, I don't know where the notes are, where do I find them? Check the planner. Well, what do I do with the notes? Check the planner. It says fill it in. And I even told you here that the completed notes will be used for a grade. And if you're absent, most times I will give you an alternative or a way to earn that credit to complete the assignment, even if you're at home, even if you're in WIN, even if you're coming before school or after school, even if you want to work during lunch. I'll give you a way to finish the activity. You just have to take it. So here is one of the things that we posted. Now, keep in mind that if you turn things in, you can always unsubmit it. But I also want to remind you, don't just take an assignment and click turn in and think, oh, I turned it in. Mr. Wattoon's going to get it. Remember, you need to show me the assignment. So don't just click turn in. That's a biggie. Now, be sure to follow directions when turning in online assignments. Be sure to show me your work and final scores for any work that may be late/missing. And I will only accept screenshots if you're gone for an extended period of time. So you can email me, if you've been sick and you're going to be out for 3-4 days. If you're just gone for a day, just show me the next day. But if you're going to be gone for an extended period of time, I will accept emails for that. And you might want to say in your email, hey, Mr. Wattoon, I'm not feeling well. The doctor said I should be staying home for 3 days, or I'm going to be missing school for the next 3 days. Here's my completed work. And then I know that I shouldn't just wait the next day for you to show me because you're not going to be there. Now, you may need to unsubmit assignments. I already talked about that once. Make sure you do that. Now, here's how you click on the Infinite Campus. So make sure you utilize Infinite Campus. It's there for you. They call it the student portal. They have a parent portal for your parents as well. So make sure you're getting logged in to see if everything's done. And here's a little tidbit. I do make mistakes. It doesn't happen very often, but every once in a while I'll make a mistake. I'll forget to do something. I'll type in the wrong score. So you want to check to make sure that I have all of your assignments and they're all correct, because I do make mistakes. Keep in mind, I probably enter 10,000 grades a year, 5,000 grades a year. I don't know. It's a large amount. So even if I'm 99% correct, that still are going to be, tens, if not hundreds of mistakes. What if one of those mistakes is yours? You want to make sure you catch that and let me know. Now, when you're turning in Edpuzzles, this is the screenshot I want to see. Notice how it says it's complete. Here's your score. Here's the title. So don't just show me Google Classroom that says, oh, look, hey, I completed, it's turned in, because it doesn't give me your score. It doesn't tell me that you've done it. In fact, if you have this right here, you can just open it up. Oh, I'm just going to click turn in, and then it looks like you turned it in. And a lot of times kids will tell their parents, hey, look, Mom, Dad, I turned it in. It says turned in, but you didn't actually do it. So this is what will be proof to me that you did it. This is what I want to see. So if you just come up and show me this in class, boom, within a few seconds, I can enter your score on my paper grade sheet. But if you all of a sudden, show me something else, you show me Google Classroom, then it takes up more time for you to find the correct page to show me. So this is what I want to see. This is what we talked about in the beginning of the year. Now, for example, make sure here's a post in the planner for an Edpuzzle. Make sure you always score the correct amount. So don't, rush through it, not listen to it, and all of a sudden you score 3 and you think, well, I'm done. Well, it says you have to score a 7 or higher, and it says to retry the lesson. Now, retrying the lesson, I'm going to give you a little hint here again, or a little tidbit here. If you click retry lesson, you can fast forward right to the question you got wrong. If you submit and I have to reset it, you have to watch the entire video again. So there's going to be some times where we're going to do a 20-minute Edpuzzle. And if you click, turn in and you didn't pass it, you have to spend a minimum of 20 minutes redoing it. Where if you just click retry, you can probably finish it up in a couple of minutes. Now, if you do retry it, you have to score 100% versus a 7 or higher. So keep that in mind, but it does make it easier. iExcels, this is what I want to see. A lot of times students will show me the one screen that says, oh, awesome job. And then I've got to look at the screen because not all the screens are the same, where I've got to try and figure out what skill it is and in your score. This tells me exactly what it is. It's A1 and your score. So this is the page I want to see. This is the page I'm asking you to show me. So make sure you do that. And here, how do you get to that page? A lot of people ask me, well, how do I find it? I can't find it. If you're doing a skill, just click the grade level. This is the one we did in the beginning of the year, but a lot of them are going to probably be 6th, 7th, 8th grade ones. Just click on the grade level and then find that skill, and it'll have a % behind it. That's what I'm looking for. So again, if you have any questions about how to turn in missing work, how to turn in late work, watch this video, because I do expect you to show me the right things. And then what that does is it makes it easier for you to get credit, and it makes it quicker for me to give you credit without saying, well, that's not the correct page. I don't have all the information. You got to find this, this, and this. So use this video to help you out. And again, if you ever have any questions, ask. But I also want you to listen and read and, start to take ownership of your learning. Thanks. Bye.